Hey, I'm Brian. I've been a new dad 3 times, and every time I stayed quiet about the hardest questions. If you're in year 1 right now, just know it's okay to open up. I'm doing that here week by week, so you don't have to go through this alone. So, why does work feel easier than home? Because it is, I think. I think we've all been there as new dads where we try to make an excuse to just get out of the house, right? You still might have enough milk in there, but you say, honey, we gotta go get more milk. I gotta get more milk. Or I gotta do this, I gotta do that, right? I think it's just perfectly normal to feel that way, right? Because I definitely did early on. I think I took 2 weeks off to spend time with my child early on, and my wife was asking, hey, should we, do you want to stay home more? And the answer was the answer was a quick yes. The answer was a hard, yeah, you can see how conflicted I was at the time, right? I definitely wanted to go back to work. But you can see kind of the guilt in how I answered that. Part of me feels guilty too, right? Because I want to spend more time with my baby at this stage, and part of me is just so exhausted that I want to go to work and just be more comfortable, right? Work's hard, but at least it's something you know how to do, right? Something that you're comfortable with, and that there's no diapers that need to be changed. It's just adults, right? And adults are easier to manage than babies, in my opinion. But yeah, there was this one time where we were my first son was born during the pandemic, and my workplace we're on a rotational shift, so I can only go in once a week, and it wasn't even a full office, right? We were probably at like 20% capacity, just so we could distance ourselves from each other during that time. And some days my days would be Monday, some days my days would be Friday, but I always loved going into the office, right? Because it was it was a time where things were quiet. I could actually breathe, and I could be the old me again, right? I could. I mean, as new dads, we all want this, right? That you just want that escape, right? Because it's just chaotic at home. Even the things you love to do, all your free time's gone, and at the time the office was so quiet. It just felt so peaceful because there's only like 4 or 5 of us in the office, and I could watch my shows and go for my walks, and I could be the old Brian again. But over time, that got kind of old, to be honest. Remember this one time I went into work, and uh, just having my lunch alone and watching this news broadcast about the pandemic, and I think the mayor at the time just said he made it seem like people were struggling. It was isolating for a lot of people, right? To be at home with just a few people and not be able to see their family and friends, and people were just lonely and getting fed up, and here I was with someone new in my life, a new baby in my life, and I was wanting to escape from that. And yeah, that didn't make me feel that great. I had someone new that was bringing new experiences into my life, albeit hard experiences, but experience nonetheless. And I wanted to go back to my comfort zone. And, I realize now that, I mean, it's normal, right? Like, you have a routine, you have a system, you have certain hobbies, and a baby just throws that all out the window. But looking back on it now, like prior to having my firstborn, I wasn't really growing. Like, I was so comfortable and on cruise control with my life that I was having fun, and I was getting up there in age, but I really wasn't getting up there in personal development. I wasn't challenged, right? And sitting there at lunch that one lonely day, I felt guilty, and I realized I had to make more of an effort. More an effort to be there, more of an effort to be okay with being uncomfortable, right? Be okay with learning new skills, changing a diaper, dealing with a baby that doesn't communicate, and so you had to learn to read the room and try and problem solve. Like, these things that I wanted to run away from, they were actually testing me, right? And I'm sure they're testing you, right? If you're not a patient person like I was, it'll test your patience, and it'll make you want to, well, it'll force you to just be a more patient person because you have no choice, right? These things are these attributes that I could forgo without a child. Now I actually have to come to terms with my patience and my sense of responsibility and my selflessness, right? My anger, right? All these things that, and I think that's what I was running away from. I wanted to go to work because I didn't have to change. But looking back on it now, man, that version of me had to change, right? And so, of course, you're gonna run away from it, right? It's normal to want to just leave and have some familiarity, but I think it's important to remember that, when your baby comes into this world, they grow, and you have a big part in helping them grow into the person that they're meant to be, or they want to be, or whoever they're supposed to be. You have a big part in that, but you as the parent or you as the father, like, you're also growing too, right? That's the thing I didn't expect, and it's life changing, man. It's life changing. Like, kids make you grow in ways that you never even thought of, right? So you just got to be able to get through those initial few weeks where it's really uncomfortable because everything has changed. But once you get through that, kids change everything about you, man. They made me want to get up earlier, exercise, take care of myself, do something outside of work like this YouTube channel. Like, I was afraid of public speaking, and now I'm speaking to a camera and whoever's watching this, right? So it really make you get out of your skin and not take yourself. They make you care less about what people think, right? Because at the end of the day, they're all that matter. Their opinions is the one that matters. And I'm only 5 years into my fatherhood journey, and I think I'm making some good strides as a person. I'm not there yet, but fatherhood's a long journey, right, man? It's a long journey, and I can't wait to see the person I become, the person I turn into when it's all said and done. And so, if you can get through those first stages of discomfort, man, just know that on the other side of it, there's this totally different person that I'm sure you can't wait to meet. And that's something to look forward to, for sure.